We're at the Fan Fest for Beatles in New York City, where thousands of fans of the Beatles get together every year to hear bands, to buy memorabilia, just to have a great time. Let's check it out.
Like so many others, I saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show 50 years ago and fell in love.
Loved the Beatles, first love. And then when I met my husband, he was in this business, and it was, wow, you know, I'm on the road on a magical mystery tour.
Really? I saw the Beatles 3 times. I've seen them individually every time they've been around.
My name is Paul.
Vanessa.
Now, neither of you could possibly have been alive when the Beatles arrived in New York 50 years ago. So how did you come to be Beatles fans?
My parents, my dad's like a big Beatle maniac, and all he did was raise me up on the Beatles. That's really all I ever knew until I became a teenager, really.
And with him, by meeting him, I became a Beatles fan.
Can't buy me love.
So what's your favorite, quirkiest thing you have here today?
I would say the talcum powder.
Talcum powder.
This is an original Beatle talcum powder. Still has the talcum powder inside. No dents, no rust. It's perfect condition.
Now, did the Beatles use Margot of Mayfair's talcum powder?
I doubt it seriously.
Can of Beatles hairspray, which is one of the rarer items, and this is in the best condition I've ever seen in 35 years.
Does it actually still have hairspray in it?
A drop, but I'm not going to use it.
All you need is love.
My name's John.
John?
Yes, it is.
John.
Yeah.
And do you have friends named Paul, George, Ringo?
I do actually have a brother called George.
My favorite collectible is probably the Beatles sneakers. I
Sneakers?
have sneakers in a box that were from 1964. They're very rare. They're women's sneakers. They're blue, pointy-toed. They have the laces. They've never been worn, and they're really rare.
When you thought to introduce Vanessa to Beatles music, was there some particular song you played for her?
I think the first song I ever played for her was I Am the Walrus.
Is there any sort of piece that you long for and you hope someday you'll stumble across?
Yes.
4 autographs on one piece of paper. All 4 autographs on one piece of paper start at like $5,000-$6,000.
Airline menu that was signed in 1965 by all 4 Beatles when they were on the plane going to the Bahamas.
And you've got that for how much?
$15,000.
This album was signed on the Ed Sullivan Show on February 9th, 1964. It was signed for a lighting technician on that show. So this is the most valuable piece.
And how much would that be worth?
$350,000.
And is this alarmed right now?
No, but I go to the gym regularly.
What we do is replicate exactly stitch for stitch the iconic stuff that the Beatles wore on stage. I own McCartney's original Shea jacket, and I kind of always wanted one for myself, and I thought, well, if I want one, I'm sure a lot of other people would like one.
Well, can I try one of them on?
You certainly can. Looks great. Looks good.
Birmingham, Alabama today looks and feels totally different than it did in the 1960s. Blacks and whites now cheer together for their hometown baseball team. 50 years ago, this wouldn't have happened in this former hotbed of racial hatred and discrimination.
Well, glad how you enjoying the game? You like park?
Yes, sir.
After the civil rights and voting rights laws were passed, doors opened in Birmingham for Mayor William Bell and the more than 800 black elected officials now serving across the South. Bell says that is thanks to the sacrifices of millions to eliminate racial segregation.
If the back of segregation could be broken here in Birmingham, it could be broken everywhere else throughout the South. Out of that came good men and good women, both black and white, Catholic, Baptists, Muslim, Jews, from all stripes came together and said we must confront this evil. And together they helped change Birmingham.
Not far away in Mississippi, Flonzie Brown Wright was inspired by the civil rights movement to launch her political career.
In 1968, I was elected to a position in Madison County, thus becoming the first African American female to be elected.
23 states at this point.
Milton Anderson is another product of the new integrated South.
In 1963, 1964, there's no way in the world that a person like me, who come from humble roots, would be the president of a major college in the state of Mississippi, or in any state in the South in most cases.
Back in Birmingham, Mayor Bell is focusing on economic development like the new baseball stadium. Meanwhile, he's continuing his effort to improve race relations and equal opportunities for all residents.
You can be whatever you want to be, live whatever lifestyle you want to live, and basically have those opportunities because of what took place in the civil rights movement. Is it perfect? No. But it's much, much better than it was back then, and the opportunities are much more tremendous for the next generation that's coming along.
Jeff Drew owns a Birmingham insurance agency. He says African Americans have opportunities they could only dream of 50 years ago.
Blacks and whites work together in Birmingham. Blacks and whites enjoy social activities together in Birmingham. By and large, race relations are a lot better than they were 50 years ago.
In record numbers, African Americans are returning to cities in the South, like here in Atlanta, because of affordable housing and job opportunities. The mayor of the city says Atlanta is the capital of the new South.
The future of our society is going to be talent-based.
Mayor Kasim Reed says Atlanta has the second largest African American population in the country.
The Atlanta metropolitan area is one of the most dynamic markets for black people in the United States of America. Because of the inclusionary programs that we have here, because of the way that we embrace talent and merit.
Dr. King's dream of social and economic change is becoming a reality in many parts of the South. Blacks and whites are finding ways to coexist and thrive that other communities can model. Chris Simpkins, VOA News, Birmingham.